He's getting his dental on Thursday, and then they're done. Barring no emergency, they're all done with their annual checkups and their dentals and their all that stuff. Alright. Here, I'll just crack that while I do my talk, alright? What did I do with those lights? Oh, snap! It's the band that's on. I won't take long, Ma. We'll get you back to Rockford. James Rockford before you know it, okay? Do you think you watch it because you lived in Ventura? Or do you like it and it just happens to take place in Ventura? Oh, Benny. Don't start. You haven't said nothing all day long, and as soon as I hit go live, you start chiming in? Nah, brah, nah. It ain't that kind of party. No. I'm not having it. Go. Anyplace else. Get. Go. I don't want to listen to you whine and distract me. Go. Go. Get up there. Ma, you want to sit back here with Benny? Is that better? If I do that, is that better? Will you be able to hear me? Do you want to hear me? Is that cold? Is that better? Alright. My days are a constantly making adjustments for comfort. That's how I spend my days. Adjusting, making adjustments. I'm putting protocols in place for those events. The power went out this afternoon, not for very long. So I'm gonna put in protocols like, okay, if the power goes out for an hour, if it's not back on, it takes longer than an hour. I got the generator, I got the fuel, run it up. I need to get the extension cables. And the only thing I need to power is that AC, DVD, and TV to keep Mom entertained. And society can fall. It can continue to collapse. Luna, what you doing? She says, cleaning out the morsels in the chair that the old lady just left all these morsels in the chair. That lady, she always leaves the morsels. Luna, good girl. Good girl. You're so cute. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. I'm not excited for this week at all. I already got freaking... That's like my life purpose, is to learn how to navigate through this world with a very aggressive, non-violent personality. When everybody wants you to just go around being nice all the time. Just trying to do that every day, and the potency of this week is just gonna be crazy. Everybody's saying it. There ain't no fluffy love and light predictions of the energy potentials for this week, man. So I was just talking to Mom, telling her about Artie has his dental on Thursday, and then that's the last of the four that for their annual. It's a whole thing, them going to the vet. So I'm just grateful that they're healthy and that I have, that the vet's right there and that I can get into a vet. A lot of people where I live. And creature comforts, conveniences, man. It's not just going to be about money anymore. People are they're already picking their clientele and turning away people they don't want to deal with. So how is everybody going to get the stuff done that they need done? It's a trip. It's gonna get weird. Yesterday I took some time. I went and ate at a restaurant here. I've been had my eye on for a while, called the Golden Pinion. I keep posting stuff on Taos in Review, but they don't post my shit, so I'm just gonna stop going there. You know, I'll just start my own review page. Meet and eat, you know. I'll just put out there, I like food. These are the places I want to check out. If there's anybody in the local area that wants to meet with me, have some pleasant conversation and good eats, you know. Yesterday, I'm good at doing stuff by myself. Most of my life, I've done stuff by myself. I'm ready to make some friends and do some stuff with people. It's just, it gets tired. I mean, I'd get tired, but otherwise I would never do anything if I didn't do it by myself. What I do is I take mom and live with mom with me in my heart, and I'll take her with me, and I'll take all these pictures, and I'll do all this stuff, and then I'll go home and I'll show her, and I'll give mom my field trip report, my summary. And so she's gotten to live a lot of life vicariously through that without leaving the comfort of her couch, her living room. She deserves it. She had a long, hard life. She definitely deserves it. To just be able to relax and chill and hang out with James Rockford. So the Golden Pinion, yeah, Jaime is the chef's name. I gotta remember, I'm hooked on phonics, and I'm not in the USA anymore. I'm in New Mexico, so it's all Jaime, not Jamie, and That's what's so funny about, like, language, you know? Like, in some parts of the country, you call a man, I call somebody Jamie, that's his name, and he get mad at you if you call him Jaime, because you're from a place where it's spelled like that, but it sounds like that, and vice versa, and if people are just looking for that reason to find offense, then someone's going to get their feelings hurt. Language is such a funny thing. There's so many people create different words to, like, contradict other words that it defines. It's weird. I like language. I like to speak clearly, concisely. I don't like really mixing messages and things like that. I'm very direct, forthright. Many people say I'm honest to a fault. I went bopping around the town square yesterday. I find this stuff, I see pictures, I take pictures, I see this stuff, and I get so fucking mad. Right? And then it's like, Marge, you can't, like, I ain't going to no city hall meeting unless I make a couple of friends. I ain't going by myself. I'll end up in jail. Just for talking shit, because they can do that. If they don't like you, and if your opinions are contrary, you know? So they're doing this courthouse in the town square. And I walked past, and they're doing, like, the whole town square. They're redoing all, like, the brickwork and stuff that's all dug up. And you know, these people get paid by the hour. Stuff like that. So this is me out on my walkabout in front of the proposed. They blocked me, Taos County. They blocked me, so I can't post stuff on their page, because I would be glad to. And then I make sure, and I get the, why are you mad? Why are you mad? They're just trying to make something better. Well, this is why I'm mad. Look at all the funding. Franken companies. They're the people responsible. They're in 1025 Douglas Avenue, Las Vegas, New Mexico. So I looked them up. Their Facebook page. That's the thing, man. You guys, you have these construction companies, and they go in and they go, we're going to buy the best products. We're going to get you the best things that money can buy. Right? And so you have these little tiny freaking people with ginormous egos in city governments Everybody wants to feel like a big man because they're all tiny men. So they go around making deals with their buddies, you know. Hell yeah, we went to high school together. You know, I'll let your construction company get bid on this. You know, the bid, it doesn't go to the lowest bidder anymore. It's all about the deal. It's the fraternal order of brotherly bullshit. The whole world's saturated with it, and so I think it's... See, Marge, why are you so rude? Because I think it's rude that so many fucking people need shit, and then you got, like, little pissant towns that the only fucking thing that keeps this town alive is tourism. Is other people's fucking money. Is people coming from all over the world to come to Taos, New Mexico to look at how people live like we're in a fucking zoo. Yeah. People zoo. That's what tourist spots are. Don't like how you live, so you want to look at, and then it's weird. And then you got all those people in a fantasy world. Your people zoo is going to Disney World. Isn't it weird how Disney World is like dissolving right now? Like all these hotels are crumbling, and it's just because they didn't do what God intended. You know, it's not. I assure folks, you know, 5,232,093 for this total project budget to freaking put a new face on this one building so people can come and fucking spend their money on fucking tacos and shit while the local people in the community are suffering in a big way. The place that's gonna sell my t-shirts, Straight People Like Rainbows too, is a dispensary called Taos Canyon Cannabis. And on there, and they have these signs. They had this sign on their window the other day, last time I went. Where is it? Let me see if I can't find it. Here it is. Urgent call to action. Recovering indigenous relatives in need of assistance due to displacement on their ancestral homeland of Taos, New Mexico. The goal is to raise $15,000. Now there's fucking rich motherfucker. Dude, Julia Roberts lived here. This place is saturated with wealth and money. There didn't have to be this way, but there's so many people that feel so small inside that the only way that they can feel grand and big is to make sure that there's people living in shit conditions around them. Then they can go home and make loves to their wives. Otherwise, they just can't. That's why there's so many angry women. You're freaking men. Everybody's talking about men being men. How about you tell yourself in your own fucking brain, dudes, that you're a man to get it up? Ain't nobody telling you different. Women too. Energetically speaking. It's just people standing in their power is all. But people do so many shitty things. They go to freaking make love to their spouse and they just, oh my God, I did this shitty thing. I hit on this woman and she's gonna, and, or worse. Energy don't lie. People do. So, 3 indigenous households in your so-called community of Taos, New Mexico. Shelter, security, and birthright for our indigenous relatives. Practice reparations today. This is at-home camp initiative on IG for updates. So now I gotta go there and check them out. That's everybody goes around acting like how the world is. The reality of the situations of things are much, much different. It was kind of a funny story. So many people are, I'm like, I'm psychic, intuitive. I'm a clairier. I got all these psychic abilities. I got all this stuff I could, nobody gives a shit. Because like attracts like, and evidently that only matters to people that can do that, have the ability of telekinesis. Benny! Lie down! Thank you! What was I saying? So I went in and I got this. I went to see Turquoise. She has people come visit. I want people to come visit here. I do. I want people to come visit, and this is my idea. If people come and visit and go into local shops, and if I could set up like a local discount where I set up so like, you know, if I'm in good standing, you know, if I promote your shop, if I talk you up and I have people come in and you start hearing not so large Marge sent me to these, you know, maybe these people in these local governments will give me more of a say, because I got all kinds of ideas. They got this is what I got. I got it. I needed to use the restroom, so I bought this. So I don't know who it's for. I can't remember what kind of stone it is. That's the outside. But she and her partner, her fella, they make a lot of the jewelry there. So I encourage people to go in and check it out. You know, I got a ring there before, and now I got this. I don't know who it's for yet, but that will be revealed at another time. Marge, why are you so rude? Why are you so mad about stuff? Well, it's that every time I see a freaking unfit freaking police officer, it's just like, dude, every opportunity you could have taken to take care of yourself, to represent, you know, what you were supposed to be in the community, you know, based on your own words that they changed, you know, you sat in a chair instead. And all these guys got all these free meals, and they got all this, you know, opportunity, and you know, like what do people think happens? You know, that's how many police get a lot of stuff. Like, they get first chance for the police auctions when they take people's houses, you know? Stuff like that. I mean, it's like a totally stacked system. And people are so fed up, and this week it's all going to come out. It's so much stuff. I hope I'm going to be able to come through on the other side next Sunday without my record and not putting my hands on anybody first out of anger still holds through. Because, man, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'm a snap. Get out of here. Go. Oh, yeah, I was talking about the protocols. I just made a quiche. Baked, so the oven was on in an hour, but it's cloudy and it's overcast today, so it is nice and cool as long as the fans are moving. And then the power went out, and I was like, ugh. I said, all right, we'll hold it out, and I just turned on some music, and actually we did have some music. I said, you know what, Mom, let's make an uncomfortable situation even more uncomfortable. It already said. So we actually went in and washed Mom's hair, which is so. Isn't it a lot easier to do it how we do it now? We go in the shower. She didn't have to take. She just she just stands in the shower. She bends. She don't like taking showers. I ain't gonna shoot. She's her own woman. You know, she's 72. She'll be 73 this year. I ain't gonna boss her around. So we do sponge baths and stuff like that. But keeping her hair, because of her idiosyncrasies, she's got quirks because of her brain head injury and stuff. So she likes to hold a sweater like it was her dog that died, and then she likes to wear a sweater. So it ain't easy keeping people happy, and me happy too, because I don't want to smell no stinky little old ladies, huh, Ma? So we did all that today, and she was a trooper, and she always hates doing it. She's always glad when it's done, and she feels better. And, yeah. Anyway, it's just I just have been rectifying more stuff. You know, it's like people my whole life tell me that I choose to get angry, or it's if I get my feelings hurt, it's on me. It's my choice. And I just stuff happens in life, and I'm just like, how? If other people, if this stuff happens to other people, do they get their feelings hurt? And is it okay that their feelings are hurt? Seems my whole life I've been like looking for permission, people validating my permission, and I'm like, I stopped. about the time I hit 40, I was like, fuck it, dude. I ain't looking for validation from a bunch of fucking people who just have been taking care of their whole life, haven't ever gone through nothing, real hard, hasn't ever had to suck it up and worked at jobs you hate just to take care of somebody else because you're just living that best life for your fucking self. I don't care about them. I don't want to be like them anyway. So, the golden pay was so funny, man. I'm not used to people being real nice to me. See, I've been fat, I've been ugly, just people have not been real warm and receptive to me in my life. And it seems like lately that energy is shifting. And so, like, when I go into the restaurant yesterday, the gal that works there reminded me of me when I was, like, worked at Chevy's probably. She's probably early 20s, mid 20s maybe. Maybe younger. I don't know. I suck at age. I go by energy. And I was like, you can sit anywhere. I said, I miss the rush. Because you could tell, like, people cleared out, and it was about 1 o'clock. I like to miss the rush after things settle down a little bit. I'm super excited for the bear to start up in June. So I guess, oh boy, man, that dude talked up his freaking marriage so much on how much he loved his wife and stuff. I'm Scorpio moon. I'm always like, yeah, okay, where's the shadow side? Now they're getting a divorce. Oh, there it is. Okay. But, oh, well, I wanted to go to chef school, but we never could afford it, and I wanted to go to the Chicago Institute of Art. I looked into that, and never was going to happen. And I just learned how, you can learn how to cook. You don't need nobody to teach you. If you're willing to make all the mistakes, those are the best teachers anyway. So, sat down, and then another gal came over and took my drink order, and then another dude came over and took my food order, and then the chick that said I could sit anywhere came over and took Mom's to-go order. So they were very attentive. Oh, you want water, Benny? Go ahead. Good boy, Benny. Oh, excuse me. They were very, very attentive. I left them a very good tip so they could all divvy it up amongst everyone that helped me out. And then the gal that took my drink order, and she came back by, and she goes, I like your sweatshirt. Benny, you're a good boy. Good boy, Benny. I don't know how she saw it, really. Unless she saw it when I came in. So this is a sweatshirt I had on. There we go. Wait. There it is. There it is. Social distortion. I can't zip the zipper up anymore. Benny, get! Mind your own business. And then on the front, I can't roll the zipper. I can't do the zip. I wish that I could find another one of these. I got this when they toured, because you can't see the social distortion. No, I'm not. There. Anyway. Social distortion. She said, I like your sweatshirt. And she was like in her 20s. She was a young girl, too. And I said, you know what? She said she grew up listening to Social Distortion because her mom loved it. I laughed. I said, oh my God, I'm here. Here I am. I'm here. I'm at the place in my life where I'm the age of these young people, not kids, their parents. I said, yeah, well, I'm probably as old as your mom. So that adds up. I said, that, you know what, though? I said, I used to love Social Distortion. I finally saw them. They say don't meet your heroes. I just try not to have heroes. I just like to appreciate people for what they've offered. Like, and I love their music for what, the times I had with the people that I shared. It just kind of sealed it in. You know, so when I remember certain songs, it reminds me of a better time and place, you know? That's what music does for me. It's like a time machine. So when I went to go to the show and it was like five, you know, they totally sold out. They had 5 opening bands. It was all about, it was just such horse shit. You know, there's like drunk chicks were freaking gyrating on my back. It was just a very unpleasant experience. And I don't go to shows much anymore. The world's much different. And this next week, man, this ain't the time. And I mean, it's like if more people educated themselves about this stuff, and yeah, you can go ahead and do all the whole, you know, oh, you can't live in fear and not live your life, you know. But if somebody's saying that, you know, when the planets line up in the sky and shit like this happens, and the same stuff in higher degrees is coming up, so more people are gonna lose your shit, watch your ass, don't go to that thing. This week, next week, yeah, okay. Back is business as usual. But sometimes, just don't do that fucking thing. And people just like, I'm gonna do what I want when I want, and okay, we'll see what happens, alright. You need pats and circles as you get smooth to fucking handle your emotions on the other side. Guess not enough people taught their kids life lessons like you did, Ma. Things like it's easier to get out of a problem or stay out of a problem than it is to get out of one. Right? Don't do that thing. And I'm speaking to me. I'm a tantrum thrower, man. I throw tantrums. It is not a pretty thing. It's a character defect. It's a character defect. I let people know all about my character defects. You want to know why? It's an accountability thing. So if I talk about it, you know, every now and again people can call me on it and stuff like that. I'm like, oh yeah, you got me. Yeah, that's my, yep. Yep, there's my character defects. Sometimes they blare louder than others. Just depends on, you know, but you got all those people that just say you always have a choice. Yeah, you always have a choice, but sometimes, man, it's just really not easy to make that choice. I listened to Robert Phoenix the other day talk about how taking care of your parent isn't a responsibility, it's a choice. Just like every parent, it's your choice to take care of your child. It's not your responsibility. Society has taken the responsibility off you by making it possible. If you want, you just kill a kid before it's even born. So if you can do that, then anything else is, you know. Laws, rules, regulations, policies, and procedures, aren't they funny? Like, it's all to serve systems. All of it is to serve systems. All of it is so people can tell people that they can't do stuff, or they can. It's so weird. So one of the civil ideas that I have is to let civilians help clean up the community. Because your public servants, they're too slow. They don't want to do nothing. They're too fucking whatever. They, like, you got the park people, they're designated to their little parks. And that's it. So if you let people freaking use the same equipment that just doesn't get used in all of these garages that they use all the taxpayers' money and stuff to buy all the best, you know, and then like if you go out and freaking work in the community and do like 2 hours of freaking yard work, then on the weekend or whatever, then you can check that equipment out and use that stuff at your home if you don't have it. You know, or how about sign-ups for in the community for people to like designate and hit a senior citizen that their house is like become decrepit and it overgrown, and just everybody hit it and make it freaking, you know, livable and more comfortable for them again. You know, stuff like that. Oh, everybody's busy. It's like, you got all these people going into these systems and they do mediocre work all the time. It's so funny. Like the neighbor the other day was going out of town and I was like, so where are you headed? And they go Colorado Springs. And I was like, wonder if they got one of, I said, do they got one of those, what are those Wolf Lodge places? What are they called? They're freaking, I'm like, that's what people do all the time, like in Omaha, and just, and and she's like, and they're like, yeah, that's where we're going. We're going to, and I was like, of course you are, because people, like, live for themselves all the time, and then they get so tired from living for themselves, then that they need a break for that, so they gotta go live for themselves someplace else. It cracks me up, man. It's so funny to me. It's so, and then they did so much with all the, eating and, doing all that stuff that you don't do at home, that you got, you ain't going in fresh to be your best for the next week. I don't understand this world. I'm never going to understand this world. Not until I take my last breath. That's when maybe I will understand this world. So, what else happened yesterday? I did finally go up to the John Donne Bridge and took some pictures up there. It's so pretty, man. It's so pretty. Everything's like opened up, like all the tree. I was sitting on the porch a little while ago just listening to the wind register through the leaves on the trees, because it's a different experience, because when we moved here it was winter, so you couldn't hear nothing, so it was an entirely different experience. As seasons change, things change, so sounds change, and it sounds like I could do one of those SMR, those sensory videos just with that. It sounds like white noise, and it's the wind going through the leaves of the trees, and it's just, it's magical. It's so pretty. And stuff like that happens, and things like that are so cool. And I live in those moments, and then later on I go through life and things happen, and I just, something switch, it's like a switch gets hit, and I feel like I'm like the Incredible Hulk, and just sucks to be like that. And I always hear all these people about how they were all fixed because they were loved, and I was like, well, ain't fucking nobody step up to do the job yet. So I guess it's just not my life journey. My life journey is to see if someone can be okay at the end of their life and be relatively happy, serene, nonviolent, after freaking shit just happens time and time again. It's still, other people want me to have a good attitude so it makes them feel better. Because then that way they can sleep better at night with all the shitty stuff that happens. If the people that the shitty stuff happens to freaking put a smile on their face. You know why I did that whole thing with the freaking the funds and the flipping them off and putting it on the contractor's page? Oh yeah, I forgot that part. I went over to the contractor's page and posted that picture of me flipping off the budget with their name in construction. How many people benefit from that building being that building that they're redoing? How many people, like what? Maybe 15 people? You already have a nice office, you already got nice furniture, you already got a nice place to go, but you want to be right in the middle, right in the mix. Take your lunch break, go out in the freaking middle. Have the best parking, all that stuff, cuz you do so much for the community. That's not true. Yeah, they got a project. I go down the main road. It's freaking cracks me up. Because there's always puddles of freaking dudes freaking standing around in these construction zones. Now, I've been here 3 years, 2.5 years now. And this project has been going on 2 years prior. So 5 years. 5 years they've been working on this stretch of road. So whenever I'm driving down the road and there's puddles of dudes just ran, I'm out the window. 5 years later, keep fucking standing there. You guys, I mean, you start recognizing the same faces. They work slower. They're slower. They get paid more. It's all these crews, man. They're slower. They get paid more. They get more expensive trucks. It's contractors. It's police. It's EMTs. They're all getting. It's like, oh, and then they say things like, "Oh, you got to pay us for our experience, because you don't do shit anymore. So all you had, so pay us for our laurels for things." How we did before. You know what? Why don't you go sit on your couch instead of sitting on the couch at the firehouse, getting fluffier, and let somebody else have your job and your benefits and your pension, because you don't earn it no more. People are supposed to earn that stuff, and then people just started giving away to their buddies, and HR, just started just hire their cousin, and this person, people that are qualified get turned down for jobs every day just because they don't have the right personality and they're not liked. So you got everybody's buddy and everybody's friends in all these organizations, but they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Everybody's too busy playing and going on vacation. Nobody's in the office to ever get nothing done. So what? Things are going to get better like that, huh? People keep talking about how much better, how rad technology's getting. I don't believe it. I don't buy it. See, because technology is never going to be as rad as what I can imagine. Because they won't make it. They won't make this stuff. I'm still waiting for them to make Bluetooth devices that connect to like 3 or 4 Bluetooth mobile devices that connect to multiple Bluetooth devices. They don't do that. There's plenty of stuff they could do and they don't. They always been like that. Everything's a freaking exclusive club with paid membership required. And a lot of this stuff, a lot of these ideas in the world that have come up have been taken by other people, Hijacked, stolen. A lot of karma's coming back around. I think this week, my way I see this week, I don't think, I like, with all the machismo energy and stuff like that, because I could be just as susceptible to that energy as anybody else. I think we're going to see, like, freaking old ladies and shit like that freaking going to blows in the street. Like, I see stuff like that in social media, where it's like, fuck this, let's go, let's throw down, I'm sick of this shit. I ain't doing this no more. There's going to be a lot of that this week, a lot of, my whole life, I was pretty copacetic in a lot of areas, and people would push me and push me and push me. And there's always a limit. There's always a limit. And my brother knows where that it is. Well, he did. He don't know it anymore because I don't respond to him anymore. I've grown past responding to him. So I'll just excuse myself from the conversation before I cuss him out. Because I ain't going to give him a reason. I'll just present all the evidence, because he's a lawyer and that's how he likes it. So I'll give him all the evidence at a later time of why I'd rather not talk to him. Because when he's talking to me and Mom on frickin' Mother's Day, and he's saying things like, oh, we could never move out of California. We could never leave California. We have family here. Yeah. I don't know. I guess family is the only thing that means anything. I'm not. It only means something to me and my family. Doesn't mean anybody to anybody else. When my sister died, September 23rd, 2022, I freaking reached out to all these people on her side. Said, if anybody wants to talk to me, just go ahead and give them my number. Blah 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 blah. Not one motherfucker did. Not one of them on her side. And she didn't even tell people that I existed anyway. So I don't gotta be mad about it. I don't gotta be hurt about it. People that don't exist, they don't gotta mourn. I don't gotta be sad for someone that didn't fucking acknowledge me as a human being. What do I care? People get so caught up in emotion. Why am I gonna waste freaking? I'm not even gonna be sad about it. I don't care. She has a bunch of kids. I tried to freaking, be good to them. I don't even get fucking, people don't even let me know when they get fucking mail I send to them, when I send them gifts and shit. So fuck it. I ain't gonna do it no more. It's like all these people have like these expectations of how I fucking should be, and I'm just like, dude, I don't even get a thank you. I'm not even worth a fucking thank you. Like, what kind of piece of shit am I? That fucking people think that they can treat me the way they treat me. Like, seriously. You know? I go out the back door, I got a piece of shit neighbor who's a total fucking, he's all over the place because he's a fucking drunk, he's a junkie, he just feeds all those demons, he does whatever he wants, and then sometimes he feels bad and he takes it out on everybody else around him. I ain't giving him the fucking opportunity. I fell for it one time. We had a run-in, and then when we were cool, we had a run-in the second time. There's the pattern. I'm breaking the pattern by not fucking being cool to you no more. So I go outside the other night, dude's fucking stealing wood from his brother's wood pile. 42 years old. A lot of class acts in New Mexico. Yeah, a lot of fucking classy people here. It's them, it's not me. Because, you know, people that do shit when people aren't around that they wouldn't do when the people are around are fucking scumbags as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, it's them, it's not me. Thieves are scumbags. It's them, it's not me. So, I go out the back door. Dude's freaking, like, loaded down, you know, loaded down with all this freaking wood. He's like, hi. I'm like, I just look at him, and I'm just like, no, I ain't gonna be cool to him, dude. I ain't gonna say hi to him. I ain't gonna fucking give him an inch, you know? I helped the guy out, and he treated me like shit. So that's how I'm gonna show up in life. I'm gonna be cool to everybody. And if they ain't cool to me, fuck them. They're dead to me. They're not on this planet with me. I'll just turn the other cheek. Just another asshole in the world. Ain't nobody gonna do me no favors. I'm looking for the people that would consider doing me a favor. See, but I already got a reputation here. I'm already the sucker. I'm already the bleeding heart. But what these fuckers don't know is, like, you know, is I will do the nicest things for people to see if there's an exchange. If there is no exchange, if I get nothing back, if nothing comes back, and I do and nothing comes back, that is a parasite on their part. I ain't fucking doing it. I'm looking for people that exchange energy. The givers and the takers. I'm a giver. I know how to find the fucking takers and the takers and the takers and the takers and the takers. I know how to find them. I'm trying to find the givers, and I see people that say, oh, I'm a giver, and then they show up in my life, and I'm like, where are they a giver? I see how they give to them and them and them and them. They give to them, and then they have me fill their cup. I ain't gonna fly no more. So yeah, the world is changing for Marge. My circle's already a dot. My world is already very small. I hear about how, I do like hearing, I did get to enjoy and bask in this today, is because when I started back in August 2020, when we started the venture and I started looking at the years ahead of the astrology of what is coming down to now, and I was like, dude, we gotta go. From there to here, we are on the other side of it in a place that Mom and I are safe. We don't have to freaking move in a year, you know, we are okay. It's taken us 3 years to get here. Almost 3 years. Nobody I know, nobody that I have known that I was in the military with, nobody I went to high school with, nobody I was in Alcoholics Anonymous with, nobody I was in, did all this stuff in recovery with, nobody I knew in all of these areas stood up and said, Marge, I want to help you and your mom. You've been a good person your whole life. As long as I've known you, I want to help you and your mom. Nobody did that. A stranger did that. Strangers have done that. So, I recognize myself to be a very decent human being. I look around the world, there are not a lot of people like me. Yeah, there's some decent human beings. There's human beings that can be decent sometimes. The number of human beings on the planet that are decent all the time are dwindling because they see that they're serving their own master, which is their own ego and themselves. So, that ain't doing what God intended. You don't get to do it all. Doing what God's will is not living that best life all the time, and people have a weird conception. It's a balance. Yeah. People are going to figure out more because, with all that, and I'm just grateful that I have set myself up in a way that I know how to do a lot of shit. So I can trade my services. I was like, Mom, I'm growing all these cookies, right, Ma? I'm growing these cookies. Are you getting cold? I'm growing all these flowers so I can make these cookies. So like if I want to trade somebody for something, I'd be like, dude, I'd give you, they're worth $10 a piece. They're worth $20. They would sell the cookies that I make. They sell them in dispensaries for $20 that aren't as good as mine, and I'd sell them for 10 if I were to sell them. So yeah, they're good, and so I was gonna say something else, which makes me think. Like, yeah, so anyway, there was somebody posted on a Facebook post today that they wish that Taos had an Indian food restaurant here. I wish Taos had an Indian food restaurant too. And I said, yeah, it makes me sad. There is none. Anyway, somebody saw it and their mom makes it. So tomorrow, about 9 o'clock, I'm going to send a nice lady named Millie, a text message, putting in my order, and then for $25 a person, on Friday, I'll go and pick up a nice plate of 4 different varieties of Indian food, all vegetarian. So I'm pretty excited about that, You put out, God meets people's requests. I just think it's weird that people want so much creepy shit. That stuff I don't ever get, man. That planet, I don't even know. Anyway. That's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a rad day. Peace. I gotta let dogs out.